On this week's episode, we talk about some recent developments about our trading competition. We also talk about AI news and Meta's fourth restructuring within 6 months and what that means. We also talk about Blue Origin's quest for accepting crypto and Thailand's tourism board now encouraging tourists to trade their crypto for Thai baht. Stay tuned. Hi, everyone, and welcome to the NFA Podcast, your weekly podcast where we deliver all your tech news and insights that you need to not make financial decisions. The NFA stands for not financial advice, but also Nish and Frackers and anyone else listening. So stay tuned.
And we're going to start with the news today. And then we do some stuff about markets. We look at our failed predictions from last week. And then we end usually with the trading competition. Let's put it this way. This show has got the best title ever, because rarely in the history of media has a show been so correct in the name of the show. Not financial advice. We're really good at that, at not giving financial advice. It doesn't really matter that much what happens in crypto, but it's the macroeconomic factors like interest rate lowering or money coming in ETF inflows. Those seem to be the driving forces of the crypto market, not what actually is happening in the crypto market itself.
Yeah.
Okay, great
that's
answer.
Basically...
Well, we've covered that. That we're fine. We're done for the day. See you next week.
See you. Bye.
Thumbnail.
But we know this. We know that there's no predicting the crypto market. That's why in the trading competition, which we'll get to later, I quite frankly have just thrown my funds into some random tokens. Just pray for the best.
Right now, you can just see a correlation between the S&P 500 and the crypto market. It's almost like it's one market.
So, I religiously listen to the Milk Road podcast, right? And they've now started the Milk Road newsletter that only talks about macro markets. So they no longer only look at crypto markets because macro markets really affect crypto markets as well.
Did you see the prediction yesterday that they gave then, which is a nice segue into why do you promote this newsletter if you don't read it? You probably get sponsorship money just to mention them.
I wish. Milk Road, pay me.
Suddenly Nish is like, I'm feeling like having milk. This makes me think, Milk Road.
The Milk Road
this is how I imitate you doing a promo. The newsletter of Milk Road said yesterday that all signals are pointing towards the start of altcoin season.
Yeah. What signals?
First, usually Bitcoin goes up, right? That happened, hits an all-time high.
Mm-hmm.
Then Ethereum follows, hits an all-time high or gets close. Also already happened. And then the alts start moving. That will be the third step. And all those things have happened over the last weeks.
Long term, to segue into this really quick, BNB has hit an all-time high. Is that on the Milk Road Pro newsletter?
You have the Pro? You have the Pro account. I just have the free newsletter.
No, I don't.
That I get every day.
I thought you had the Pro.
Now, they have the Pro portfolio, and I was actually seriously looking at that and then just following them, do that in the trading competition, follow their advice, and then see when you were going to notice.
Should we do it?
Because I was getting so bored
looking
at these crypto things.
It should be me, you versus Milk Road Pro. Apparently they have like 12 analysts.
That makes a lot of sense because it looks very thorough what they're doing. So if they have 12 people.
Yeah.
That explains a lot.
His full-time job is basically to look into markets. So yeah, they definitely know what they're doing. But I absolutely love it. But moving on, you have a news update, right?
Well, my news was just that for the fourth time in 6 months, Meta has restructured its AI division. But basically, he's been hiring a lot of people and acquiring companies. And now they're trying to put them together in a structure that makes sense. But since they've acquired and hired so many new people, they had to keep rearranging how they organize it. And again, as I said before, the guy doesn't know how to develop anything. It's still my conviction. He's great at buying stuff that's finished. Like when he bought Instagram, when he bought WhatsApp, those were great companies. They were great products. And he just bought them and let them run independently and then screw them over or not. That's another issue. Now he has to build something from scratch. And as he did with Metaverse when he bought Oculus Studio, if he would have left it alone and left Palmer Luckey alone, I think it would be great. But he started meddling with it, screwed it up. I think right now with AI, he's trying to come up with a strategy and with a product. And I don't think he has one.
No.
Because
no,
he's
he
fickle and he is he goes
We
like
spoke
this.
about this
There's
a
no
couple
vision.
weeks ago, where Mark adopts this spray and pray method. I'm just gonna throw everything to the wall and see what sticks.
You know what the scary thing is, though? I looked at their numbers. Their earnings report is so impressive. In the last quarter, 43% is the operating margin. 43%. It's Microsoft-like. He can offer people $1 billion-ish, and he's like, billion, schmillion. I make that every. So think of this: every 36 hours, he makes $1 billion. I always try to break it down that way. When I see losses or when I see people make money, I try to break it down per day or week.
It makes
It's just
sense why
shocking.
the salaries are so high. When he's poaching
Can
these
afford it.
AI specialists, I'm gonna get a degree in AI. I'm gonna be poached by Mark Zuckerberg. That's my new plan.
Zuckerberg is, oddly enough, doing fantastic, and he's in trouble. That's my summary.
So wait, back to the point with the restructuring. What do you think the next stages are for Meta?
I think he will set up a separate AI division that will bring out products that will face consumers directly, and that will be underlying layers under all his products. So he's trying to come up with something where he can sell stuff to the audience, and that it has underlying, all his products need to be AI powered, which is why you see this weird AI search engine in WhatsApp that we hate. But you will see that across everything. And it will be visible and it will be invisible, more on the back end in the data. It's the shortest way I can answer that. But definitely he's struggling how to organize it. And here's the thing, nobody he hired, this is also interesting. They're all AI researchers and great technologists, but none of them are great business people. Don't forget, Instagram was great and WhatsApp was great. Jan Koum and Kevin Systrom. Not the same with AI. He's got all these little entities now that he paid a lot of money for, and all these people. Now you got to put them in a structure and make it a business. And then that business has to fit within the Meta conglomerate. So it's very complex.
There's a lot more awareness going on between these, between consumers and these conglomerates. A lot has come to light, and people are calling it the awakening. People are just kind of understanding the geopolitical side towards their everyday consumer choices. And I find that really interesting because I want to know how that's going to impact Meta specifically. They have so many different products under them, and no one has a chance to compete with them. No one's going to create another WhatsApp. And
no, exactly. I fully agree. It'd be very difficult. Even, totally agree.
Even
It's
though
hard to imagine.
Telegram has come close with their billion users, but that being said, they also face a lot of backlash. A lot of people still don't have Telegram. WhatsApp is still king. So I'm not sure if we'll see a switch, but it would be interesting if consumers started looking at other products that tech companies were creating.
If a certain demographic goes towards Telegram, like the younger people or the more affluent people, that would hurt Meta. Like happened with Instagram. Instagram, they had to buy it because the younger people were going to Instagram, and he was left with the old farts like me. And the young kids like you were on Instagram. And then now, of course, the same thing is happening with TikTok again.
Yeah.
But talking about the globalization, you had an interesting news item about Thailand.
I did, yeah. So Thailand, which I love, has decided that they will allow tourists for the next 18 months to trade their crypto for Thai baht, just to see if it can boost tourism.
How would you do that? So how would that work?
I'm not sure. I believe money exchanges, and I don't know if it's going to work at the airport. You think you can just go in and transfer?
Wouldn't recommend going Thailand or in Indonesia or the Philippines, Vietnam, to those money exchange windows and then exchange.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's interesting to see how the technology is going to shift because, like you rightly pointed, there's a lot of security lapses that are created by this kind of mass movement of fiat and crypto bridging without proper tools in place. So,
Still,
look, the majority of hacks still take place because of a seed phrase going missing,
Yeah, it is unbelievable.
So I started working with this company, and they're a crypto wallet. It's on my LinkedIn.
Ryder.
Basically, Ryder, yeah. And here, I have it here somewhere. But basically what they do is they have these backup tags. So the wallet's here, and you tap your tag to the back of it, and you tap it to your phone, and it creates a backup for you. And then you can have 4 friends create a backup. So in case you lose your phone, your tags, your wallet, at least your 4 friends can each confirm that it's your
You need
wallet.
4 friends for that. I mean, how many people in crypto have 4 friends?
That won't steal from them.
Yes, that's the second part of the sentence, comma, that don't steal from them.
Yeah, so you have to like make sure that's super, super trustworthy friends. But what I'm trying to say is that the future of seed phrases, I think, is going to change because it is a massive point of vulnerability.
It is. It
Yeah.
is, and it stays that way. You know what I also love? When people tell me, which is a sign of confidence, they say, well, of course I want to have the tokens myself. You're completely right. Self-custody, it's really important. Decentralization. I'll give you my passwords. I trust you. I'm like, I don't want your passwords. I don't want to hold your
No,
crypto.
it's the
I
worst
don't
thing to
want,
do.
I don't want, no, I trust you. It's not the fact that I just don't want to have the responsibility. Why do you think I don't have kids? I don't trust myself. Jeez, I
Yeah.
have enough hard time with one dog. So why would I want to have your crypto? So
Well,
anyway, then you had another news item which I found interesting, which was Blue Origin.
so Blue Origin, which is Jeff Bezos' company, has started accepting crypto payments for their flights to space, which is really cool. But on the press release, it clearly states that payments that come in through crypto are instantly converted to USDT. And so I find that really interesting because you can pay by crypto, but the company itself isn't really accepting crypto. They're accepting stables or USD, but it's good for the end user. Do you feel like this is maybe another PR stunt just trying to get more attention?
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. What is this nonsense? I mean, this is not what crypto should be for.
No, but I also don't feel like users who have their crypto are going to be spending it on a flight to space.
I disagree with you there.
Really?
You know how many crypto bros are going to spend it on a Lamborghini, spend it on watches, and
You know
spend
what's
it
going to
on
end up
going to
happening?
space?
You're going to get
No?
all these meme coins that are like, look, we're going to the moon. And literally, like, the founders will be on this rocket. That's exactly what's going to happen.
So the other very interesting thing I thought is that you said the US is rewarding $6 million or
In
eight,
the
6
hunt
million.
of a Russian crypto exchange.
What is that?
So this exchange is called Garantex, and apparently it was used for money laundering for illicit activities, including drug dealing, human trafficking, like you name it, it's been used for it. So what they've done is they've put out a $6 million reward pool for anyone that has information on the founders of it. But I just think it's a funny way to get information on it. They have the guys' names. They have all the connections. I'm pretty sure
Sergey
the
and
guy's
Ilya.
he's probably set up in Dubai. I've probably met the guy at this point. I wouldn't be surprised.
Okay. Well, we'll have to move on to the market segment. And let me go really quickly and mention what the status is today. The crypto market cap right now is 3.89 trillion. Let's immediately start with our prediction for next week. Do you think it will increase or decrease? Higher market cap for the crypto market or lower?
Higher.
I'm with you because we had a correction the last week. Here we go. Bitcoin is at 114, which is a segue into the trading competition that we'll go to next. But about our Bitcoin market dominance, here you go. Right now it's at 58.6. And a few months ago, it was almost at 70. So Bitcoin dominance is down. For next week, do you think Bitcoin dominance up or down?
Down.
Me too.
Just
which
based
means
on
we
the
think
fact that it's
yes,
altcoin
based on
season.
yes, altcoin season is happening exactly. But here's one thing that's weird. Ethereum is at 43.10 right now, so 4,300. Dominance is 13.4%, which is, it's not that. Even though it's been high, it's high. The price is high. Ethereum dominance is not that high, which means, again, like you're saying, altcoin season happening because although the price is high, dominance is relatively low. But here's the weird part, and here's where all this is leading up to. How can altcoin season be at 41? And fear and greed at 50? Key question. How can fear and greed be exactly at 50 when all this is pointing towards altcoin season happening, but altcoin season index is still at 41? By the way, again, altcoin season index means that 41% of the tokens in the top 100 coin market cap have performed better than Bitcoin in the last 90 days.
Yes.
And
for it to be considered a proper altcoin season, that number needs to hit 70%. And maybe we're in a transitional phase. I did have one more.
We're getting there, right?
We are.
We're getting there.
Yeah, we're getting there. I had a really important news item that's relevant to markets because XRP is the third largest blockchain. And I don't know if you get the same thing, but every time people find out that I'm in crypto, the first question is, what about XRP if they're not in
Really?
crypto? Yeah. And it's a major, for me, a top signal because when this happens, you just know that new money is going to come in. My issue with
It's
XRP,
interesting.
I've always thought that XRP is great until it started going viral on TikTok because it will bring in retail investors that don't understand the markets that are going to try and predict it, and it's gonna just lead to price volatility for me. Now, yesterday, a piece was published and it talked about Ledger's safety. And it basically, there was an audit that was released that ranked Ledger's blockchain as one of the lowest secure blockchains in the space.
Ledger blockchain? Wait.
Yeah, Ledger blockchain. Seem to have lost that article. But yeah, the Ledger blockchain has been ranked the lowest in the space, and that's why the price has dropped over the last 24 hours.
I think we can agree that we both think that we're in a transitional season now going towards altcoin season. So that's why altcoin index is still at 41 and rising. But fear and greed is at 50. And I would think if altcoin season starts, that's basically my question to you. I would expect the fear and greed to be higher.
It will. Yeah. I just feel like we're in that transitional phase. Like BNB is at an all-time high.
Yeah.
A lot of the other layer one blockchains are hitting all-time highs as well. So I'm curious on, how that's going to pan out. We'll
that
see when it
actually
starts
then leads to our trading competition because, well, let's put it this way. You go first, ladies first. How did you do in the trading competition?
And so from last week, I am down about $10. So I went from 136 to 128. And yeah, I think that's
So
about
just for the new fans, I call them fans. I don't know if they are, but if you're stuck here, you don't have anything else to do with your life. Hi, we started with $100 each in early June.
Yes.
Nish then lost 80%, went down to 20, but she went all the way back up a few weeks ago.
94% at one point.
Me, every week I went up a little bit. But you are now so you started with $100. Where are you now at? At how much?
I am at, here, let me, $128.15.
No, that can't be.
You're also at $128.
Yes. Last week we were both at 134, which was amazing. And now this week I'm at $128.47. So I lost 6% this week. I went from 134, I went to 128, and so did you. But here's the weird part. Basically, everything went down this week. The one that hit me the hardest is Pudgy Penguins, in which I luckily only put $10. But Pudgy Penguins has been killing me. It was something I bought after Darren, great guy, told me about it. I thought I'm going to put a little bit in this kind of weird thing. And then I've now lost in 2 weeks on Pudgy Penguins, 19.98%.
Well,
This is my DGen activity. The only one that I have no idea what I just bought, that I just tried, down 20%. This is just proof that it's not me. I shouldn't do these things.
No, you know what? Just don't take advice when it comes to meme coins.
He didn't really give me advice. He just mentioned that he works on the project. I thought, this is a smart guy. This is why I thought, very smart, very nice guy.
Meanwhile, the second you bought, he probably sold.
If you look at my portfolio in the last 2.5 months, the ones that have done best is actually Solana, clearly, and Broadcom. Broadcom and Nvidia have gone up exactly the same. So those are the AI stocks. So basically what you can tell is that AI is still driving the market strongly. If you look at a little bit bigger picture, like from days, you look to weeks, AI is driving this market. It's boring that we're at this, for the second week running, we're at the same, where exactly no one is leading.
I don't want to switch it up, but you know what's going to happen? A DAQ is going to go to the moon. They're going to pay Jeff Bezos and they're going to just take a flight.
Explain A DAQ for the people, just so you know what A DAQ means.
So, excuse my language, it's just the name. Can't help it. It's a play on NASDAQ. It's a meme coin, and it's just ASDAQ. And their slogan is the most important asset or something like that. Either way, community's cool. I'm actually going to send them the link to this podcast, and let's see the comments. But no, it's just done really well. I didn't sell. It went up. I was up like 50% or something at one point, but I just held on. I didn't sell.
So to summarize this week, Nish's ASDAQ went up. And
then down.
and then down. Again. We'll see you next week. Thanks for watching, listening, and for sticking with us. Thank you so much.
Like, subscribe, and share, because that's the only way that we grow. Thanks.